Guys, I'm gonna do a very basic quick video on hedging, which is becoming increasingly more important in this market that is very news driven and absolutely insane. As I'm sure you know, you can be in profit and then a minute later it's all gone and you're sitting there holding on to your decaying contracts. Okay, so first of all, congrats, because you're trading in a time where you're learning more and more every day and getting better. So let's use today as an example. Okay, if you watch here, you had our bottom pre-market. On retest of the bottom, got a buy signal. And if you remember, I grabbed 384 calls. Why? Because the sell-off pre-market had been absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so once the 9 crosses the 21, I mean, I caught it from here to up here. So at that point, you know, that's your move. I think that was, I took like 9 or 10 points on my account. But we're still over the 21 with the 9. So once you have a sharp rejection like this, you got to grab some puts if you're not selling. You know, obviously I took profit, but I also slept on a hedge. What does that mean? Well, let's say you have, you know, let's use even numbers here. You have 10 calls and they're in the money, so the theta decay is not the worst. And let's say you sell 4 of them, so you're sitting with 6. Then I would buy 2 0 DTE puts. Okay, why? So when the chart goes down, the drawdown on your account is not as big because your hedge is juicing. Now here, thankfully we bounced again, but had we not, around here I would have stopped out of my calls and let the puts do the work all the way down, right? But up we went, and then you can either set a stop loss, whether it's 20, 30 or 40, it's your preference, on your puts, and then completely cash out of your calls. And that is the correct way to play something like this. Then you obviously have to pay attention and ask yourself, if you've had a $10 move on SPY, what would contribute it to go higher, right? And sometimes we get speed blind, but obviously here I'm out of calls because, and this was when I was messing with all those bank puts, the 9's under the 21. But let's say you're just chopping around like this, and you've had a tight range day, and you know, we're in a situation where the squeeze down here is yellow and you think it's gonna go, but it's taking some time and you're already in. And let's say you have a cash account, so you really want to see this move through. I would hedge it, because once it goes, you can sell the put, you can have a stop loss on either side. Sometimes in this market, I mean, look at this chart. Shit happens that we have no control over. Like, look at this, you know, huge open, chops a little, who knows when that's gonna happen. And if you're, you know, being cautious and then you enter some calls and you get a big knife, you're screwed. So you have to protect yourself. It doesn't matter how on it you are, you never know when these knives are gonna come, right? Or these huge pops. Or let's say we're in a put day and we've been writing puts down here. You gotta, if you're gonna be in runners, you gotta cover them with some calls, because you're gonna get that. And you have to not play your position, you have to play your account. So if you're in playing your position type of mindset, you gotta change that to playing your account. Hopefully this answers some questions you had. But basically, if I'm in a heavy position, I'm not just gonna be in that heavy position. I'm gonna buy myself some insurance that is a counter trade to what I'm in. And this is where, you know, well, when do I sell it? When do I not? That's where trading comes in. Okay, you have to manage your trades. So if you're feeling very nervous, have more of a hedge. If you're feeling very confident and like, dude, this is gonna go so hard, have a hedge. You never know when things go wrong in this market. Okay, let's get it tomorrow.